All right, we are super close to Christmas, and if you haven't bought this book by now, you may have missed out on the holidays this year, but here's what you got to do. You got to get this book for next year. Like I said, I started it with my kids, and they are loving this thing. You can go to YuleTideTales.com. This book is called Believer, book 1 of the Yuletide Tales. It's a awesome mixture of Christmas and fantasy and Santa and God, and oh man, it's awesome, by Joseph Bubenik. And I asked my kids to come up. They're book critics. They're pretty awesome, and I've asked them to do some research, really think on this, and kind of come up with a very structured, strategic way of rating this book. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go one by one, and I'm going to give you their name and age, just so you get some context, and I'm going to ask them what their rating was for this book. All right, first we have Rosa Svensson, 10 years old. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rank this book at?
I would rate it as a infinity.
All right, we have infinity. All right, we also have Gwenny Svensson, 8 years old. Where would you rank this book at?
Infinity and more beyond.
Oh, infinity and more beyond. All right, and now we have 4-year-old Waylon Svensson. What would you rank this book from a scale of 1 to 10?
1 to 6.
So 126. And then William, lastly, on a scale of 1 to 10, William is 6 years old. Where would you rank this book at?
Infinity and beyond.
Infinity and beyond. You heard it, folks. That is Yuletide Tales. That's YuleTide Tales.com. YuletideTales.com. Go get it now. All right, well, this is Frosty the Snowman.
And this is Yukon Cornelius.
I don't even know who that is.
What?
Yukon Cornelius? Who the hell
Remember
is
the
that?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed claymation?
Oh, dude.
He's the dude with the funky beard and the mustache. He licks his jackhammer or whatever that is. The pickaxe, that's what it is.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but this is the pastor with the Christmas answers. And honestly, Jared, I never got into that claymation stuff. I was a Charlie Brown Grinch Stole Christmas kind of guy, and in fact,
but you saw this though.
I just don't really recall it because I thought it was dumb, and I probably fell asleep a lot too. But honestly, was that a tradition? Was that a tradition for us as kids? Like, I remember watching The Grinch, and I remember watching Charlie Brown. I don't remember, like, as little kids, I'm sure we did, but was that something that took us into middle school? Because obviously we watched Charlie Brown and Grinch just for nostalgia. In high school, probably.
I don't know. I mean, that was one of my favorites growing up.
Yeah.
I don't know when I stopped watching it, but I know elementary school years for sure.
Yeah.
Not that was my favorite one. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize for stepping
That's all right,
stepping
man.
on your
That's okay.
childhood. But so let me ask you this: Have you bought any Christmas movies on iTunes?
A ton.
You've already bought some this year?
Well, no, because I accumulate them. So I've been collecting the last 2 or 3 years. So this year I think I bought. It's a movie that I hate.
Why'd you buy it?
Because Sarah likes it.
Oh, what is it? Love
It's
Actually?
the Holiday.
Oh, I love that movie. I
so
love the
it's a
Jack
tale
and
of
Black
two movies.
part.
Yes,
But the
yes.
Cameron Diaz part I don't like.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jack Black's
Yep.
awesome. Yeah, they had 2 movies that I have not gotten, just went on sale for $9.99, both of them. That's the original Home Alone and then the Christmas Story, so I'm psyched about those 2. So here's what I have found when it comes to Christmas movies is, for some reason, the Christmas Story, and I know you're an exception to this, but the Christmas Story tends to occupy a space that Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation does not, and vice versa. And I learned this because I freaking love the Christmas Story. Priscilla hates it. She loves Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Vacation, and I hate it. So, and I have met so many people the same way. Like, they just love Christmas Vacation, but they're like, Christmas Story, whatever. And it's really interesting. Have you run into that?
Not really, but those are my two favorites.
Those are not your two favorites.
No, those are my
they're-
two favorites.
you like
That's
those-
1 and 2.
Really?
You said I'm an exception, and you're right. I'm the exception. I like both of them. They're 1 and 2.
No, I'm just
Christmas
surprised
Vacation.
that like Elf, Four Christmases. Are you a Four Christmas fan?
Yeah, I watch it every year. I mean, I think that like the first 45 minutes are hysterical, but then the ending is just kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it though. I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christmas Vacation #1, Christmas Story #2.
Yeah, I think I think It's a Wonderful Life is definitely my favorite Christmas movie, if not one of my favorite movies. I know that makes me super sappy and everything, but man, it's just so touching, kind of chokes me up. But I would say second would have to be probably Elf. I love Elf.
Yeah, Elf's good.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Were you aware of this, or do you remember this? Like when I believed in Santa Claus, and I'd stopped believing sometime in my late teens. But when I believed in Santa Claus, like in elementary school, do you remember me being afraid of being startled? Like, you know that being startled has been a fear my whole life.
Yep.
Well, as a kid, so you remember this.
Yeah, I do.
Like, I remember thinking, man, I'm going to be so freaked out if Santa comes walking down the hall and he kind of leans over and I see his red hat. I'm just going to be so startled. Like, that's just insane, man.
You're the only kid in America scared of Santa Claus.
Right, and not scared of Santa Claus because he's a scary, but he's going to startle you.
He's going to startle you. Oh man, that's pretty.
Maybe
funny.
there were some genetic remainders of Dad's traumatic experience. Do you remember that story?
I do. Yeah.
So I think how he said it is I think he was in a room as like a 3-year-old, and the door swings open, and it's someone dressed in Santa yelling "ho ho ho ho" super loud, and it just freaked him out and
startled him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So for years he was terrified of Santa Claus. So somebody was asking me on, we have like a little group where we discuss things. It's actually our house church on Sunday nights, and someone, I guess, was feeling very Christmassy, and they wanted to know what are some things that we get kind of excited about and really enjoy during the holidays. And I think my top 3 were the movies, the memories, like basically something about Christmas that every year it rolls around, I feel like I get to enjoy all the past Christmases too, because they all share the common ground of being the same time, and it's such an epic time of the year. To me, it's almost like they're all connected, and then you see the old ornaments and everything. It's almost like you get to enjoy all the Christmases at once in a really weird way. And then lastly, there's just nothing like seeing your kids get super excited and school is out and they're, super psyched about presents and all that stuff.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely my favorite. And also, I love giving gifts, so I like to surprise, my daughters and get them cool stuff. So for me, like, the best part of Christmas morning is anticipating them opening the gifts I gave them,
Yeah.
the surprises and stuff like that. So, the roles have definitely been reversed, because when I was a kid, it was like all about me opening presents. Now it's about me giving. I just really enjoy that a lot.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite part of it for sure.
Sweet. Do you, before we turn it over to our billion guest here, do you think that are you frustrated with the tug of war and the time spent on Merry Christmas versus Happy Holidays? Like, do you really care about that argument at all? Like, does it bother you?
Well, see, for me, my context is really weird because I work at a school that's probably 70% Jewish.
Yeah.
So for me to say Merry Christmas is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So I am now in the habit of saying Happy Holidays almost exclusively.
Yeah.
Because every time I see a kid, it's not Merry Christmas, it's Happy Holidays or Happy Hanukkah.
Right.
So for me, I'm the wrong person to ask.
Right.
Just based on my context, that's what I say. And even in my surroundings, I mean, Boca Raton is a very Jewish area, so there's not as many Christians.
Now, is there a conflict of interest or something against your conscience by just telling your students Happy Hanukkah? Like, is that basically saying, hey, I believe how you believe?
What the hell are you talking about?
What do you mean? Like, can you tell them Happy Hanukkah?
What? All the time.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, but
So yeah, the context of where I live, that's kind of a dumb argument because I'm not in the deep South where everyone's Christian. So
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah. I just, my thing is, it's one of those fights that I wish Christians could just be like, I do not say whatever you want. I don't care. I'm just going to freaking enjoy Christmas, and I'm going to put my Christmas tree up in my own house, and I'm going to call it my Christmas tree, and I'm going to say Merry Christmas to people that are going to probably say Merry Christmas back. And if I say Merry Christmas and they give me a look and say it's Happy Holidays, I say, oh, okay, I'm sorry for offending. It's just like, I wish this could just be one of those times when Christians are like, it's not worth the fight. Let's just be happy and not worry about it.
And I agree, but I think what's ironic there is that the people who are probably like, oh, it's Happy Holidays, they're probably celebrating Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Not in a religious sense, but they have a tree, they have decorations, they give gifts.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's both sides is dumb, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, which interesting point that one of our guys here on this episode, Scott Mellinger, talks about. I mean, he has zero problem as an atheist with the greeting Merry Christmas, and I think he may have said that he even says it. So, yeah, it's just, I mean, the people that want to say Happy Holidays, they get a Christmas break, right? I mean, don't they?
Right,
they get
exactly.
Christmas Day off and everything.
It's a national holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
We celebrate Christmas as a country.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
America.
You dumb non-Christians, get with the program and enjoy your holiday. Quit making such a fuss. Well, anyway, Jared and I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. We want to thank you for your listenership. Obviously, we do. We enjoy the fact that people enjoy this. Merry Christmas from us. We appreciate you guys listening. I think, Jared, it's safe to say that we enjoy the fact that other people enjoy this. And here's the common sentiments that we hear often about this as far as feedback is people like the fact that we're actually talking about the tough issues that a lot of the conservative churches would shy away from because we're not going to touch that. That's heresy. And the very liberal churches would potentially scoff at the ones that are being conservative and be like, oh, you're old-fashioned, get with the program. And I think that our podcast, we open the door to really lend some credibility to both sides and at least have a conversation. And I'm not saying that Jared sees credibility in all the guests, nor do I, but I think the fact that we're having cordial conversations about super tough issues, and for the most part, outside of outside of the epic hang-up, we've had some pretty good constructive conversation. So.
Yeah, and I agree. I think for me too. That I guess in all seriousness, it is really cool to be a part of these conversations. Yeah. So I'm an active listener. So when I'm conversing and hearing these different viewpoints, I'm just as much a listener as our audience is.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, totally. I've learned a lot just from our guests. So we extended the invitation to all of our former guests for the most part. I mean, there's one guest that said he never wanted to be back on here because we cussed in his presence. So for the most part, we invited everybody, and you got a lot of people that are busy, but you got a handful of people that wanted to come on here and wish you guys a Merry Christmas. So hope y'all enjoy.
Hey, this is Science Mike, and I'm who they call when Pastor with no answers needs just a little bit of heresy. Joey and Jared asked me to tell you a couple things about what Christmas means to me. Christmas is both a secular time of celebration, the peak of American commercialism, and a recognition of the incarnation of Christ into Jesus of Nazareth. Let's just say it's complicated. So here's a few things that mean a lot to me in this season. My favorite Christmas movie is Elf, because it's both ironic and completely sincere, and frankly, that's a lot how I approach this season. My favorite Christmas song is God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, as performed by the Bare Naked Ladies, featuring Sarah McLachlan, and that's not just because they call themselves the Bare Naked Ladies. I'm thankful for the absurd mystery of the Trinity, because it's helped me process Christmas in a new light. I've always been a bit of a Scrooge. Even as a kid, Christmas bugged me because it wasn't biblical enough, and it was the co-opting of pagan festivals and rituals. But today, the idea that a third of the Trinity became flesh so that humanity would understand that God is always inviting all creation into reconciliation and peace is, well, the reason for the season, and in a big way. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas by reminding you that whatever Christmas means to you or someone else, we can all celebrate what it means to everyone. We all desire a world more peaceful, more generous, and with more chances to eat dessert. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy Hanukkah.
Hey, Joey. I'm in the mall, man, doing some shopping, and I just wanted to touch base with you about this recording you wanted me to do. What? Oh, okay. I just thought I'd give you a call and talk about it. So, you just want me to talk about my feelings about Christmas and whatever? Oh, okay. Well, I can tell you this. Back when I was pastoring, I hated the holidays. I hated Easter and I hated Christmas. And probably because I was a little bit of a jerk, I kind of resented that some people made a big deal about Jesus twice a year and whatever. And I don't know. I just hated putting together a message and all that for folks who just didn't seem to appreciate what the whole deal was about. But, whatever. I think I've gotten over it. What do I like about Christmas? I mean, I love what it is. I love, it's all about Jesus. I love, let's face it, it's the two most important events of the year, Christmas and Easter. And, I probably put a different spin on it when I was pastoring. Like I remember preaching one year that, so long, sweet baby Jesus. And I talked about, the 2-year-olds and under that were killed. And I said, man, the birth of this baby was an act of war. And it was just beginning an end game that obviously has taken longer than we thought. And I just love the whole concept of God and his cleverness, if you could put it that way. You don't want the deep thoughts? Oh, I'm sorry, Joey. I didn't mean to get a little too deep for you there. So, you want to talk about like my favorite movie and stuff like that? Wow, Joey, I'm really disappointed. I just thought you were a little bit more serious than that. All right, my favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard, because I like the movie so much, and it had a party in it. Help me, Joey. What else do you want? Oh, great. What do I like to eat at Christmas? You really are a deep guy, Joey. I like what are those little peanut butter cookies with the Hershey Kiss stuck in the middle? I like those. What's the best Christmas present I ever received? My wife, my 3 kids. I'm looking at it right, or thinking about it right now. My big screen TV. One year, my kids gave me that. That was pretty cool. Oh, so you're done with me now? Okay, whatever, Joey. You're a trip, man. It's a good thing I love you. All right. Merry Christmas, everybody. And one piece of advice. Just make every year as special as Christmas is. And love you guys. Bye.
Hey, this is Jack Hoy III, and because I once made the terrible mistake of giving Joey my cell phone number, I've been a recurring guest on Pastor with No Answers. So Joey and Jared asked me to do a thing about Christmas. Well, actually, they sent me their Amazon wish lists and said I could either get them something or do this. So I had to decide whether I would rather waste my time or my money. I picked this mostly because Joey's wish list is nothing but body pillows with anime characters on them. Christmas is great. Period. Now, I know some of you see Christmas as a great opportunity to point out the dangers of commercialism, email links to The Daily Show's latest sick burn on the tinsel industry, and retweet Neil deGrasse Tyson's devastating insights about how actually Christmas is the pagan holiday of the winter solstice. If that's you, just please understand that no one likes you, and they actively dread running into you this time of year. The guys wanted me to tell you a few other things about myself. Now, I'm reasonably sure that they're just farming personal information so that they can try to brute force my passwords, but that's fine. My Netflix queue can't be any more terrifying than Joey's Amazon wish list. I mean, I didn't even know they made body pillows for the entire cast of hit shoujo anime Ouran High School Host Club. But I digress. My favorite Christmas movie is It's a Wonderful Life. It tells the story of heroic Mr. Potter, a man who overcomes his physical disability to achieve great success in the financial sector, becoming a pillar in his community. The movie even suggests an alternate future where the town is named after Mr. Potter. This utopian vision is crushed by the scheming of George Bailey, a man whose mismanagement of the savings of working people and verbal harangues of school teachers leads him and his entire family to become dependent on handouts from friends. My favorite Christmas song is actually a carol written by King Henry VIII called Green Growth the Holly. I don't have anything fun or clever to say about that, I just really like the song. In general, I don't like to travel for the holidays, but I do miss snow. I grew up near Chicago, and I have a complete and utter hatred for South Carolina weather. Well, now that's not entirely fair. The one good thing about the weather here is that one day I will be dead, and I won't have to deal with it ever again. One last thing. As you do your holiday shopping this year, just remember that President-elect Trump promised that if he won the election, the stores would say Merry Christmas again. So, if they don't, my understanding is that you have his direct authority to make a citizen's arrest. You can bother me on Twitter at @JackTheLesser, and so, I, the man who made Pastor with No Answers great again, want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas.
Hey, this is Kerry Halpin, the KJV guy. Joey and Jared asked me to do a 4-hour marathon on King James Bible, so great for you guys. Let's get started. Oh, wait. No, this is the Christmas thing. Never mind. Okay, Christmas is a holiday to celebrate Christ's birth. I think it's a great holiday. I think it brings out good in people as they're trying to emulate the qualities and the virtues that Jesus preached, which would be giving and loving one's brother. So, while it has been commercialized, I still think it's a great holiday. We'd love to celebrate it. Tell you a few other things about myself. My favorite Christmas movie is The Nativity. I think it's a great movie, telling the story. It's well acted. Just a great movie to watch, even with the kids. My favorite treats are eggnog and baked goodies. And my favorite Christmas song is Oh Holy Night by A Long Shot. I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and before I go, one piece of advice I'd like to give you is to put down your phone or turn off your electronic devices. Remember to talk with and engage people directly. Digital engagement is not the same as physical engagement. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah. Goodbye.
Hello, this is Leighton Flowers. I am undoubtedly Joey and Jared's favorite guest on The Pastor with No Answers, simply because I have all the answers. I mean, literally have them all. In fact, every time they have a question, they're hounding me and asking me to come on the show. And I say, guys, just slow down. This is your program. I have my own podcast. Leave me alone. And they just consistently hound me and bug me. Matter of fact, so much so that I finally conceded to doing this Christmas thing that they're wanting me to do. And they're asking a bunch of these questions like, what's your favorite Christmas memory and your favorite Christmas movie and what do you think about Christmas? And so in the spirit of Christmas then, I finally conceded to these guys' demands. And I do love Christmas. I really do. It's one of the favorite times of the year for me because I have a lot of great memories growing up. One of my favorite movies from Christmas is The Christmas Story. You'll shoot your eye out. You know what if you haven't seen that movie, go get it. It's probably on Netflix or somewhere out there. You can find it. And I think the reason I was really attracted to it is because my dad grew up telling us stories about his own childhood. And it's eerie how similar his childhood is to this kid in this story. He has this mean bully who picks on him until one day my dad snaps and tackles him and just starts beating the tar out of him and cussing and all kinds of stuff. Just happened exactly like that to my dad. My dad also got a BB gun and literally shot his eye. I mean, he had the BB stuck in the side of his eye. A neighbor's mother had to come over and get it out with tweezers, literally. I mean, the story, the Christmas Story, is so much like my dad's. And so I heard these stories growing up, and then I watched this movie, and I thought, this story is about my dad. And so it's been one of our favorite all-time Christmas stories. And so we just absolutely love it. But seriously, I do want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah for those who celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. I want to give all the right greetings there, make sure I include everyone because I'm a loving and all-inclusive kind of fella. And of course, if you want to hear more from me and from the things that I'm doing with debating Calvinism, as a matter of fact, I've got a podcast on soteriology, 101.com. If you don't know how to spell soteriology, you can just type in CalvinismDebate.com because I also own that domain. It goes to the same place, so it makes it easy for those who don't know how to spell soteriology. So come visit me there, and Merry Christmas to you. Blessings. Goodbye.
Hey there, this is Scott Mellinger from the band Zao. Joey and Jared asked me to do a little Christmas talk, which is kind of weird because I'm an atheist. But in all honesty, Christmas is super important to me. I love being with my family. I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I love seeing her happy and excited. To me, Christmas really, if you want to get historical, is more of a pagan, secular holiday for winter solstice, where the sun goes deepest in the sky and then it starts its rise back up. And I don't see any problem with a guy like me celebrating winter solstice. And honestly, regardless of where my beliefs are, I still love the idea of loving your friends, family, neighbors, coming together, holiday season. I love all of that stuff. I love Christmas music. Honestly, Oh Holy Night is one of my favorite Christmas songs. I think it's a beautifully written song. I have a ton of Christmas movies I like. Anything Muppet related, any cartoon like Mickey's Christmas Carol. I love A Christmas Story. Last night, my family and I watched Rudolph for the first time, and I refuse to watch Rudolph until it airs on television. So once it is on there, we always watch that. Also, there is an annual Christmas commercial that comes on. I live outside of Pittsburgh, so we have a restaurant called Eaton Park, and Eaton Park has this commercial with a Christmas tree, and the star is on the ground, and then it's trying to get up to the top of it, and then eventually the tree bends down to pick it up. And it is not Christmas until that commercial is shown on television. And back to the beginning, as a non-believer, I have no problem with saying Merry Christmas to people. I'm not offended by that. I'm not offended by Happy Hanukkah. I'm not offended by any of that stuff. It's more a cultural thing to me. It's a societal thing. I love it. So in closing, I just want to thank Joey and Jared for having me do this. I will be right alongside all of my Christian friends celebrating with some alcoholic eggnog. And yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks.
What's up? It's Katie
and Candace,
the ladies from
Free Sex Podcast. Joey and Jared asked us to do a little shimmy dance for you.
Yes. We just literally did a shimmy dance.
I don't know why. Is it because it's Christmas? And what is Christmas to you, Kate?
Oh, man. Oh, you know what? Christmas, I honestly, and I don't mean to be like cheesy, but we've been like kind of drilling it into my kids' heads, right? Jesus' birthday. Like I really, oh wait, huh? But I feel like if I'm like, oh, the Lord and our Savior is His birth. It's kind of like, oh, okay, let's just really say how it is. But it really is. That's what we've been talking a lot about with our kids. When it's like, what is it? Getting presents? No, it's Jesus' birthday.
Christmas is also the most beautiful, thoughtful season of the year, in my opinion. Like, you walk downtown, there's Christmas lights. People are more genuinely kind to each other. They want to be more giving. They want to get more also, but people want to give more. People want to help more. Yeah. People want to volunteer more. People want to serve more.
I think there's something, obviously, right? But I think there's something spiritual about it, like in the air, right? I think that everybody feels it. And, it affects everyone. And I love it. It's my favorite time of year. So growing up, my favorite Christmas movie, obviously, is The Christmas Story, right? You'll shoot your eye out.
The one with the leg lamp?
Yes.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yes, we actually have a leg lamp.
And my favorite Christmas song
yeah,
is any of the songs from Charlie Brown Christmas album.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the
good.
Jazz piano, Vince Guaraldi or whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good. Okay, favorite gift okay, I'll tell you my favorite gift. Growing up, it was a Nintendo system that I shared with my brother and a New Kids on the Block tape that I shared with my brother.
My worst gift was a bag of socks from Costco. Katie and I just wanted to wish you guys a wonderful season. Be real, be yourselves, be gracious, be loving,
be kind,
be crazy.
Sing your heart out.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy Hanukkah.
From us at Free Sex.
Why do you feel like you have to wrap it up?
Because I feel like it's so dot.
Hey, my name is Craig Gross. Joey asked me to do this, probably because he didn't prepare anything for a Christmas episode, and he's just looking for us to do it for him while he eats and watches football and eats turkey. But anyways, my favorite treats. I would say pretty sweet guy. So yeah, anything with sugar. Dessert, especially around Christmas time. Sugar cookies, I enjoy those. Big fan of those. One of our actually family traditions is, my wife started this one. She makes Christmas cookies in the mornings. We eat cookies for breakfast every Christmas. And it's always a debate on what she likes to bake, what kind of cookies that she's going to make. So this year it's shortbread with a little cream-filled goodness in there, but I'm not really a fan of those ones. So I lose this year, but the kids have voted in the shortbread cookies. Favorite Christmas songs? Gosh, anything Mariah Carey. I mean, why wouldn't you love the Mariah Carey Christmas album? It's all gold. And if you're going to expand that, I just took my mom to see Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant Christmas tour, so they played all the hits. But that Jordan Smith guy from The Voice, he, I think, outdoes Mariah Carey this year. I'd recommend that Christmas album. Actually, last tip, I like to travel quite a bit. Actually, I hate to fly, but I like going places. And if you're ever thinking about going anywhere on the holidays this year, we're actually flying out to see my wife's family on Christmas Day, because that's the best day of the year ever to travel, because nobody travels on Christmas. Don't fly the day before, don't fly after. Christmas Day around 1 o'clock, have Christmas with the family. We all got ugly sweaters, Christmas sweaters, so we're going to be overtaking the airport in style. And in closing, before I go, one piece of advice I'd give you in this Christmas season. Another just kind of tradition we have with our family on Thanksgiving every year we decide as a family what we're going to do to bless somebody else at Christmas. Everyone likes gifts, but I mean, there is something to it that it's better to give than receive. And we always pick a family, or we pick somebody in need, and as a family, we come up with what we want to do. And then on Christmas or the day before, we go do that. It's pretty awesome. Christmas cookies and giving crap away. Fun times. Merry Christmas. And when you're online this Christmas, you can find me. Joey says Twitter. Who's on Twitter anymore? At Craig Gross, wherever social media you'd like. Anyways, that's it. And yeah, I went over 3 minutes, so screw you, Joey. What are you going to do?
Hey everybody, this is Virgil, Jared and Joey's dad. They asked me to do a little Christmas recording about Christmas. Well, Christmas, what is Christmas? Well, for us, and I know for me, Christmas is kind of stressful. You know, we're all spending money. Sometimes we're spending money we don't really have. We're running around like a chicken with our head cut off. But Christmas, we all know, is really about Jesus, and he's such an unbelievably good God. And he's worked out this celebration for him to where we get the gifts. Pretty crazy. Maybe part of that is to remind us of his incredible gift. But a lot of what Christmas is about is family and memories of past Christmases, especially with those that are no longer here. I love looking at the old photographs of the family gatherings, even to the point of adding silly captions to some of the photos. I enjoy the comparatively lame gifts from my childhood pictures of Christmas, like Tinker Toys and Lincoln Logs, Mr. Potato Head, Monopoly, electric trains are some of the ones I remember seeing recently. Not to be too preachy, but it's a great time to remember the less fortunate in our communities and in the world, and also to mend broken relationships. But anyway, enjoy the present Christmases, the present freedoms that we have to celebrate. You never know when they're going to pass a law to prevent us from celebrating Christmas. Of course, we all know we'd figure out ways to do it. So, I guess, worship, enjoy the kids and the grandkids and their excitement. Try not to stress out too much. Be thankful. Be nostalgic. And just remember the Christmases past, and remember Jesus and what it's all about. All right. Y'all have a good Christmas.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.